So the reason they crash their victims live, one of the reasons is to say they're stupid. They're stupid ones. They're going to hell. They can refashion religion all they like. It doesn't change the truth. And I've spoken the truth. There's very few people who speak the truth. I mean, if they speak the truth, they won't speak as much truth. I don't know if they hacked my hearing aid or what. I was wondering if they could do that. Because when I got here, everything went crazy on the hearing aid I was wearing. Again, they that would be in line with their torturous minds. That's okay. They're going to hell. I'm not the judge, man. But the scriptures reveal what the judge says. We understand what that means? Churchies? You're not Christians, you're churchies. In fact, there's no such thing as a Christian. That's just what they call it. It was a sect of Judaism, and I'm not a Messianic Jew, quote unquote. Because that's another corporate title. Right? No, don't worry about going this way. Must be something down here Satan don't want me to heal. So instead of sending me in the wrong direction, he's like, oh, you're going the wrong way. That's another thing. When Deep State tries to help you, it's just like Satan trying to help you. There ain't no good in it. Even if it seemed good. I saw my shirt. I got my Judah shirt on. So he said, when I was in high school, he's like, have a good day, brother. You don't look bad. That's what they used to use it for. Then the Christians took it over. Christians stole it from the black people. Then try to act like it was theirs. I don't know. I'm just faking that. Now well, the problem is, like, you don't know what the direct result, maybe Iran does, but the result of Iran existing in power on the United States. So you may not see it. I mean, we can contemplate on them millions being paid in for corruption. Right. Spun around here. A lot of small business, industrial type stuff. Stuff I remember Pennsylvania for. Who's those two guys? I don't know who they are. Hear it. What is this? Nicholas Sapa or something. Industrial building, not industrial. I guess industrial building. Office building, industrial building. Well, the thing is, you could be a contractor. Like, that may be a contractor in that place there, looking at some stuff. But say you're a contractor and you go fix up somebody, give them a good price, and somebody's cursed, then you're cursed. And if you don't get healed, then you may go out on workers' comp, or have to draw from unemployment, all sorts of crazy shit. Oh. Just from that's how it works. So the more good you are, the more they harm you. But again, at a certain stage of the game, you can't let it change you. I healed them homes. I got to get up and out of here and get some other out. place. So that's it. I gotta go. Hashem, we gotta get up out of here. Up down this street here. That's what it is. Trying to get me healed. I'm saying I do like these homes. Well, I don't know if I want to live on this street. Some really heavy door wood there. Like the casing around the door. Well, Pennsylvania style. Yeah, I'm at Monmouth and Valley Forge. Yeah, bank robberies of Phoenixville. That's near Valley Forge. The one I was telling you about. They called me in for security after the bank got robbed. Right. That was like, I don't know. How old was I? Like 28? So 28. I wasted my life, man. They're evil. I mean, I worked it and I made it as it's as what my mark on the planet is, but as far as my personal life, they killed it. Right? Why? Because they're devils, man. It's that simple. They work for Satan, I work for Hashem, God. I mean, it's not that much more difficult than that. Well, I'm a sinner, of course. I'm a sinner, but they're abominators. Like where we're sinners, they engage in abomination. Now I'll tell you what, we all engage in abomination because I said that to Hashem. I said, look, see, everybody engage in abomination. So I started understanding the pendulum effect of the Bible, of the Torah. Well, if you use it against somebody, then it comes back at you. Unjustly, that is. Right. I don't know, maybe try to get me buy a house over here. I was just really too old to do it. It was like a big influx of money, like $1 million or something. Right. I wanted to say how it works. So I just was at Costco and I realized that I hadn't been buying my turmeric. Now, why did I stop buying turmeric? Because I was eating something with turmeric almost every day, if not every day. See how Satan does that? And then all of a sudden, I stopped eating things with turmeric. Couldn't get to it. But I never restarted my turmeric supplement. All day, because of them, I have to deal with that kind of shit. Casting spells. You don't let people stalk people because that's what they do when they stalk people. They cast spells. I curse them. Evil eyes. Anytime you get an officer that appears to be stalking members of the public, that's who they are. They're evil eyes. Unless they're a healer, but I doubt that. I haven't found any of those yet. Thank you, Larry. Listen. Yeah, if I'd have been here 10, 20 years ago, it'd been great. Probably wasn't the spirit. Seems like it. I'm just not sure because if I was in a physical world, I could figure it out. Like people would say stuff. Theoretically, I just saw one of my friends. Like I'm inside helping people, they call them friends. I'm actually their boss, but no, she look in the mirror. Sometimes she hears me. I help people when they look in the mirror because Satan will attack. Especially if you could look in, or something positive about you. Satan will attack your mind. That's why we get a lot of good-looking women committing suicide. Because Satan attacks them. The people curse. People jealous and they curse them. It was pretty fun. She was a tall woman. I could hear it in my mind. Like, Chris, I could see her looking in the mirror, and I'm like, "You're looking pretty tall this morning." Like mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of it? Of course, you. But I don't abuse it. So Satan hates me. Looking pretty tall. Actually. You can't walk up and say anything, because you don't know what they received, when they receive it, even if they've received it yet. Right? The people in the future go, "Oh, it's that guy. I thought it was the cop that I had sex with." It's the other guy. Had a pretty hefty sum for what I purchased. I actually did buy something at Costco. Grab some of the trail mix. I see it's like name brand, so it's a lot more expensive than Walmart. I'm perfect, but it's fine. The more Indian supermarket I crack, That could be me. I could be their boss. I don't. I'm a demigod, so to me it doesn't mean anything. But it's nice to know that my work was appreciated and God made me a demigod, an angel, and all that. You're definitely a law. The question is whether I'm Balaram. It's Krishna's Hashem. So I'm like his friend, his brother. Right. I was actually his brother in the vision from Venus. I was theoretically a life I lived before I arrived here. And that's how I ended up here. But I don't know. It is what it is. No, people come to the plant are these things. Right. And they have rank. God gives them rank. Sometimes the gods are devils. This planet is not honest. Right. And it'll say bad things about good entities. Right. And good things about bad entities. Again, like you see all around us. So you can't really rely completely on history. The guy that came through, that was probably, what was his name? He's not Satan, but he's God's biggest angel of vengeance. Samael or something like that. Well, there's a man that was probably that. They tried killing him and all sorts of stuff. But I mean, he got his wife. It was back in the 50s, so he was able to get wives and survive. He was Colombian, I think. And I don't agree with all the stuff. I mean, God had him put it out there for whatever purpose. Right. Right. But when I saw that, I'm like, oh, he real. Like the Colombian government wanted to kill him or something. Crimes against Christianity or some shit. Same stuff we see in Iran. Like, this dude real. Well, in some circles they consider him Satan, but he's not. Like he said, like he made his argument, and I knew he was before that, but he made his argument, and he said he's not of Satan because he's El, and that's of God, right? Okay. I have something here that said, "Thank you, Lawrence." Oh, Banks. All right, we got to go, Banks. Dollar Bank came up. Dollar Bank, for some reason, is a queue on bank robberies. Maybe because it's a newer bank and it's not effed off as much. I don't remember it being around very long. I don't know how long it's been around here. I'll look. Or maybe it's just smaller. Not as much exposure to people who curse them off. Right? Especially people with power. Or anti-power. So we need to heal bank robberies. Then again, if unemployment, I don't know what the truth of unemployment because the Democrats are putting BS out. Of course, Trump's going to make it try. Any president's going to try to make it look better than it is. That's just the fact of that thing. But time will tell. But again, a lot of it is this. It's employment change out. Which means you're unemployed 1 month and you're employed the next month. Because there's shifts going on in the economy. So one company might close while another company is already opening up or expanding. Right. Now, a guy from SoFi, and that's a pretty smart entity, said, it's a. In other words, they're going to minimize. He didn't come out and say it. He's saying what the guy from, where's the other place was talking. It's like Bank of America or something. I don't remember one of them guys, Chase. They're going to, and that's what I told you. They're going to put out less. This is what I told you like a year and a half ago. They're going to put out less credit. So the credit cards will start disappearing. His take is people will go towards loans because less people will get credit cards. Now, there are a lot of them are, just below the 10%, or in some cases above the 10%. But at least it might lead to shutting down the credit cards. So it may have the reverse effect of what Trump thinks it's going to do. I mean, we have to get them. We have to get some of the people out of credit cards. And again, the quick way out of credit cards sometimes is bankruptcy. So again, that's another one of our problems. Because then there's businesses on the other side, right? But again, it's all evil. It doesn't. If everybody's blessed and healed, then everybody has money. So you have devils running around in each one of these communities. It's been expanding for decades, and they're cursing people off, and they're getting from Satan for it. But there's also, deep state bosses that are giving them also to attack certain people for criminal enterprise. So what they're doing is they're destroying the good money and replacing it with the evil narco money, sex trafficking money. That's what they've been doing for decades. And the dirty cops I speak about, dirty agents I speak about, dirty spies I speak about, the dirty PIs I speak about, dirty politicians I speak about are all part of that. It's not that you can't make money being a good person. They're doing that on purpose. To make it look like that. To explain their wonderfulness. Yeah, Cranberry is really expanding. I still don't know if I'd want to live there, but nah, it's weird. I'm not trying, but my women are here. I like short women, and you're swimming a lot of short women, a lot of short white women, right? But they're here everywhere, like my age, a little bit younger, a little bit older, right? I just saw a woman with hearing aids that I would have married with no problem. And I'm sure she would have married me if she was looking like 10, 15 years ago. Right? Sam won't do me. Right? Of course, deep state. Well, I don't know. I don't know what it was like here 15 years ago. Or even if she was here, I don't know. But like I'm saying, like, because like when I was a kid, I saw them. So I guess my women were in Pennsylvania somewhere. Right. And of course, there were women that just wouldn't let them manifest. What they tried to do is age me as fast as they could. Try to say, like, because like a younger woman, like, oh, see, he's older, and that would have happened, and you wouldn't have been happy. But it's a lie. I'd have been much younger, appearing and feeling, if they hadn't gotten in the middle like that. Right? Just simply being with a woman would make me younger. The right woman, again, equally yoked. So again, they're studying what makes people have psychological issues and health issues, and they're forcing that in the life of their victim. They're actually guilty of murder. It just takes time for it to effectuate. The person will die younger because of what they're doing, and they know that. That's why they're doing it. So again, what you're experiencing as ICE is the gist of what happened in my life. Oh, they'll ruin your marriages and everything if they get in there. They'll meet your wife, while she's out shopping, having coffee, maybe even in her workplace. They'll actually put people in just to destroy your marriage. Again, they have the narco money, they have the sex trafficking money, they have the Somali fraud money, and the other frauds that go along with that from the others that are doing it. Endless amounts of money. They don't care. The government fraudsters missing a trillion from the war fund. Oops, it was just an accounting error. You actually believe that? Right. That's how they did it. $1 trillion of war money, just boom, gone. Into the pockets of corrupt politicians, corrupt military, corrupt law enforcement, corrupt contractors. It's like around here, you can't follow the GPS sometimes. It may save you a few minutes, but the driving sucks. You're like on some road, it goes left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left. Whereas if you take maybe 5-10 minutes more, it's an easy, just straight drive. Right. Instead of that short side of the angle, you have to do two sides of the triangle. Right. But the short side is like. So the day my father died, like the funeral day, that is, it was raining. The day my step grandfather, the only two people that was at the funeral like that. It rained both those days. MHY means something. H is heroin or opiates, in general. Right. All right. No, what happened is, and I knew this early on, but I never took my hearing aids for cleaning. That part of what causes like a staticky sound is that needs cleaning, but it doesn't make any sense. But they were able to clean it a little bit. Well, because it was dirty, you'd think it would have less of a feedback circuit, but it has a more, so I don't get it. Unless you didn't will me offline. Sitting here in Mars. Surprised Elon didn't buy up the town. Or at least have a big house here. Or business. It's Mars. I'm in Mars. Mars, Pennsylvania. The concentration of people out this way would warrant additional shopping areas, like major shopping, but because you have Butler, Gibsonia, and Cranberry, they haven't moved much out this way. Right. Which might be better. Keep the idiots away from us. Okay, they got that. They got two things on. Oh, right. So let me bring up the suicide one. Right. So I get to self checkout. I told you about checkout before. Being 86th. I'm just checking him out. You're 86 or something. Well, self checkout is a suicide thing. So, but you don't see it until their spells pick up, and then it's resident in the community. Again, Resident Evil. So I was in Costco. I'm like, oh wow, look at this! It's all these cursed people in one place, So I healed that. So you have to heal the suicide thing, and then the mass shooter, murderer things out there. Killer, mommy, killer. That was some movie back in the day. That's what we used to say. We were kids joking around. The Marv, but No, it's not with you. You know, you're projecting. And again, to a certain degree, like Mrs. Good and her wife were possessed. Right? The more they hang around those people, the more they become it. Right? Like, sure. But that's where the deep state will actually do that also using psychological methods. And there were a couple deep staters around that didn't say anything. I mean, other than the one I spoke of. Yeah, if you were a U.S. spy and you were a spy hunter, you actually during the last 20 years just been around me, you found it. I almost got a power on my phone. I'll have to plug it in or change phones or something. I'll get a hub. That's why I came this direction anyway. Now you plug the power in while I plug the audio device in. Well, stay